welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley for those of you who are new here. So today's video is kind of like a what's for breakfast, but everything is Christmas themed. So these are awesome recipes that are super quick, super easy to just throw together for Christmas morning. They're great for a crowd, or they're great for just, you know, you and the kids. My kids loved all of these. These are super kid-friendly recipes. So in this video, I have a breakfast casserole. This is honestly like the best recipe for a crowd because you kind of just throw everything together, cover it, bake it, forget about it for a minute, and then come back in a little while. And then I have hot chocolate pancakes. I don't normally condone my kids eating chocolate for breakfast. However, Christmas is just such a magical day, and they just kind of get all their dreams coming true at one time, so why not do some chocolate for breakfast one day a year, you know? Also, I have some cinnamon rolls that are in the shape of Santa hats, so they're really cute, really fun, very themed and everything. So yeah, my kids absolutely loved these. Anyways, before we get into this video, I would love it if you guys would hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Stick around for all my other content. If you love videos like this, I do plenty of other videos very similar. A lot of kid-friendly recipes and a lot of crowd-friendly recipes. So, that being said, let's get into this what's for breakfast or Christmas breakfast. I don't know what I'm naming this yet. Just kind of going with it. So let's get into this video. Alright everybody, so we are starting with the breakfast casserole. It's not exactly how I wanted it, but it is what it is. So we have our eggs and milk, obviously. We have these diced ham pieces. I wanted it to be sausage, but you can also use bacon crumbled up. But if you're going to use sausage, make sure you cook the sausage through. But the diced ham works just as well. I have some triple cheddar shredded cheese. You could use any cheese in this that you prefer. I just wanted the triple cheddar. And then we have our shredded hash browns. You can also use the cubed hash browns if you want, but I prefer the shredded in this. The eggs are going to just get scrambled with a little bit of milk as you would just regular scrambled eggs. And yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to this other than salt and pepper. So the first thing you're going to do is, in a dish of your size that has been sprayed with some cooking spray, you're going to put the hash browns on the bottom. If you're doing this for a larger crowd, I would suggest using a way bigger dish, but it was just me and the kids, so I just used this very small kind of like casserole dish that we have. Then on top of that, you're going to put your meat. So obviously I'm using ham, but if you're using bacon, you would put that. If you're using sausage, you would put that. But again, make sure it's cooked first. Then you're going to put your eggs in a bowl. Because this was a small casserole, I did use 6 eggs. But if you're using a larger casserole, you're going to need to use more eggs. I just seasoned them with some salt and pepper and poured some milk in there and just scrambled them up as if I was making like regular scrambled eggs, nothing fancy at all. I also did put a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder because this is a casserole and not just regular scrambled eggs, but for regular scrambled eggs I would never do this step. So this is solely for casserole purposes. Now that that's mixed together, I'm just going to pour that over top of my ham and potatoes, just kind of getting that dispersed everywhere equally. And then after that, I'm going to top it with the cheddar cheese, or again, whatever cheese that you prefer. I'm also going to cover this with some aluminum foil and bake this in a 375 oven for 30 minutes, and then remove the aluminum foil and then bake it for another 15 to 20 minutes. Just until the top is like a golden brown, just like this. And that's pretty much it for this casserole. This was really, really great. Like I said in the intro, this is amazing for crowds because you kind of just throw it together and forget about it for a while and then come back and it's just done. So yeah, we really loved this recipe. It's very reminiscent of quiche. Probably not exactly like quiche, but it is very reminiscent of quiche without actually having to do the whole process of making quiche and fluffing it and everything. But yeah, my kids loved it. I loved it. And I would definitely be making this again just for a regular breakfast throughout the year. So the next recipe is going to be these hot chocolate pancakes, so very few ingredients. You're just going to need a box of pancake mix, or if you make your own, great. You're also going to need some packets of hot chocolate. I did the ones with the marshmallow. You can choose to do the one without the marshmallow. You're going to need some milk and some chocolate chips. I had these white chocolate chips left over from a recipe that I did, so I just decided to try to use them up, which I didn't accomplish. I only used a little bit, but it is what it is. You're just going to need some sort of chocolate chips. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to do is get your pancake mix into a bowl. I don't measure anything when I do pancakes, like literally ever. But if you need measurements, you can definitely look on the back of the box to know exactly how many pancakes you need to make. I did around, I want to say, servings enough for like maybe 4 to 6 people. So that being said, I only used 2 packets of hot chocolate. If you're doing any more, I would suggest maybe adding them in one at a time and seeing the consistency of chocolate to pancake mix. You don't need them like super chocolatey dark, because when you add in your chocolate chips, it's going to make it a little bit more chocolatey. And instead of using water to mix these, I did milk because it makes it a little bit more rich and kind of more hot chocolatey that way. Next, I'm just adding in my chocolate chips and mixing that up. And I'm going to put these on to cook. I just have a little bit of butter that's melted in a pan, and I have the heat between low and medium, and I'm just going to cook these up just like you would regular pancakes. So I wanted to make these look extra special, so I'm just dusting some powdered sugar on there. I'm doing a drizzle of chocolate syrup, and then I'm also going to top it with some whipped cream. You don't have to do all this, I just wanted it to look extra fancy, and my kids definitely appreciated it. So this is the final product. This is how it looked. They taste amazing, and everybody was super excited that there was chocolate for breakfast, so there was no complaints here. Now for the final recipe is these cinnamon roll Santa hats. So pretty simple, you're just going to need a roll of cinnamon rolls, some mini marshmallows, and then some food dye. I'm using the red because they're going to be Santa hats. You can also make these exact same ones as Christmas trees using green food dye, and then just little candies as the ornaments on the Christmas trees. So the first thing that I'm going to do is open up my can of cinnamon rolls, and I'm just going to take them one at a time and unroll them, and then kind of just wrap them in like a swirl pattern instead of in a roll pattern. So it's just like this. You'll see it in just once. There it is. So that's how they're supposed to look. You're just basically taking the roll back and forth until you create that type of shape. So this is how the rolls look when you're all finished just raveling them. So you're going to just cook these according to your package direction. It's not going to cook up any differently. And then when they come out of the oven, they should look like this. And so the next step is to make the icing. So I'm just going to take my icing and dispense it into a bowl and mix it with my food coloring. Again, you can do this with the Christmas tree type situation using green food dye, but we're doing Santa hats this time. So I just put a few drops of red food coloring. I would suggest starting out light. Mine came out kind of fast, so I kind of just had to roll with it. They're super red, and our fingers have probably still dyed red a little bit. And yeah, so I just mixed that thoroughly until all of the red was dispersed and there was no more white. And then I'm just putting a spoonful on each cinnamon roll and making sure that it is spread around equally. Then your last step is to take your mini marshmallows and just create a brim on the hat, kind of like the fluff on Santa's hat. And then you're going to take one marshmallow and put it at the very top, kind of like that little ball at the end of Santa's hat. And pretty simple, but yep, there it is. This is how they looked all done, and these were super delicious. The kids thought they were really cool. Very themed. It's a great Christmas breakfast for little ones who still love Santa. Alright everybody, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope you guys found some sort of inspiration for your Christmas morning breakfast, or just breakfast for the next upcoming days until Christmas. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everybody!